Instead of looking for Mashiach in Hasidic dynasties or in yeshivot, in synagogues, in the world of Torah, or in proximity to power with billionaires and celebrities, if we actually read what the Gemara says, maybe we'd be looking somewhere else entirely. Right now, we're in the first 9 days of the Hebrew month of Av. Next Thursday is Tisha B'Av, Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, the saddest, darkest day in Jewish history, the day on which the temple in Jerusalem was destroyed twice, once in 586 BCE by the Babylonians, and the second time by the Romans almost 2,000 years ago in 70 CE. These events were catastrophic, apocalyptic, because ancient Jewish life revolved around the temple in Jerusalem. The temple was the focal point of Jewish civilization, of the agricultural cycle in this land, of the holiday cycle, of Jewish culture and religion. So it makes sense that we have a beautiful tradition that goes back to the Yerushalmi, the Jerusalem Talmud, sometimes in English called the Palestinian Talmud, that the Mashiach, the Messiah, will be born on Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, the same day on which the temples in Jerusalem were destroyed, a day of destruction and catastrophe being transformed into a day of redemption. This is quite literally the season for Jews to be thinking about the Mashiach, Messiah, Geula, redemption. What do these concepts mean to us? And in the Gemara in the Babylonian Talmud, Masechet Sanhedrin, we have an interesting chapter called Perek Chelik, which starts out discussing who has a place in the world to come, but gets into a very interesting discussion about apocalypse, eschatology, the end of days, the coming of the Mashiach. Will the Mashiach come up in a generation that is entirely innocent or entirely guilty? A generation in which Torah learning is diminishing and not growing? Will he appear as a larger-than-life figure in clouds of glory, or will he show up as a lowly man riding a donkey, basically our version of a city bus? The Gemara even has the Sasanian Zoroastrian king of kings of Persia, King Shapur, weighing in, telling the rabbis that he will send the Mashiach to Jerusalem on a horse of 1,000 colors. But Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi trumps everyone and goes to the source, to Elijah the prophet, Eliyahu Navi, who in Jewish tradition is the forerunner of the Mashiach. He'll come first. And he asks Elijah, where is the Mashiach? And he replies, sitting at the entrance of Rome, the epicenter of Roman imperialism and power, influence, clout, money, wealth. But he's not at the entrance of the city waiting for the emperor or even Roman aristocrats. He's not clout chasing in the halls of imperial power. Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi asks Elijah, how will I identify this Mashiach sitting at the entrance of Rome? And Elijah answers, he sits among the poor, suffering from illness, at the heart of the poorest slums along the city walls, tying and untying their bandages. So maybe, just maybe, in Israel, a Jewish state with nearly 2 million people living below the poverty line, maybe that's where we should be looking for Mashiach.